Thank you to Samuel Wright for your support on Patreon.
Me and TJ step inside, greeted by the smell of what you'd expect in any diner, burgers and fries. I'm flooded with old memories. It's a place that I had gone to eat every weekend over 10 years of my life. Despite myself, I smile. While I complained a lot about Echo, this place held incredibly happy memories, most of which involved my 5 friends. Wonder, Carl, Jenna, Flynn, Leo, and TJ didn't count Sydney. Well, apparently they're not a friend anymore. We see Jenna right away as she steps out from a booth next to the door. Hey, boys. Hey. Sup? We make our way over to the booth, TJ sitting on the opposite bench, while Jenna steps back to let me pass and sit next to her. She wrinkles her nose as I do. Whew, maybe you should have showered before you got here. Wow, way to be a bitch, Jenna. Thanks, Jenna. TJ probably smells too. Nah, he smells fine. Fuck you, of course he does. Thanks, Jenna, and don't blame Chase. Otters are, naturally musky. I decide not to say anything and instead pull a menu out of the metal holder and flip through it. The table is greasy, so I try not to lean on it, anything on it. So did you guys have fun? Yeah, made it all the way to the top. We did it faster than I thought we would, actually. Did you know? Yeah, he really freaked out. I knew it. Did you film it? No. What? That's the reason you pull pranks. Why didn't you film it? I forgot. I glare at the menu. Shouldn't let her corrupt you so easily, TJ. I try to think of some Satan metaphor that I can use, but that's when the giant plastic spider lands with a smack on top of the menu I'm looking at. Motherfucker! He has a fucking phobia. You don't fuck around with that shit. That's not cool. Ah! I can't help myself and shove the menu and spider away from myself to fall over onto TJ's bench. I look up at her and it's filming me with her phone, grinning. Bitch! That's stupid. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Stop it. I half-heartedly grab at the phone, but Jenna easily pulls it away. Oh my word, is that Chase? I don't know who the hell. I look up to see a massive girth of an old coyote making her way from the back kitchen and around the corner. And Tobias, too! Hi, Janice. I smile politely, only now realizing how loud our bantering must be in a small diner. Now what in the world are y'all doing back here? Thought we wouldn't see you again after the graduation. I've known Janice as long as I can remember, her having always worked at this diner. In fact, she started here when she was about our age. Just like most of the town, though, once you're comfortable, you don't move much. Chase is filming the town for a school project. We decided to make a little reunion out of it. Well, it's that nice. I bet Leo's mighty happy. He's been talking non-stop about you 3 since y'all left. Janice suddenly makes a face. Phew, it's ripe over it. God damn it. Everyone's making fun of this shit. Ugh. My face burns and I sit harder on my tail, staring at the menu. You know, I think Duke's out here. She forgot to spray the scent neutralizer. You know how weasels are. I feel Jenna stiffen up next to me, but thank God she doesn't say anything. Yeah, anyway, how have you been, Janice? Janice leans her hip against TJ's bench, clasping her paws and leaning an elbow on the back of it. Oh, can't complain. You haven't missed anything, trust me. Actually, I've been meaning to do a little spring cleaning. Not looking forward to it. My back doesn't bend like it always did. All the small town smog talk niceties and speciesism starting to make me zone out when suddenly TJ pipes up. We'll help. Janice beams. Aw, shit. Well, you know, I could never ask that of you, especially while you're on vacation. TJ chuckles. Actually, me and Chase were talking about how we had nothing to do, and I think it's a good idea. Dude, you're volunteering me when I got a project for school. That's fucked up. I can see from Jenna's tight smile that she's feeling exactly the way I am. TJ and his goddamn need to be a good Samaritan. Oh, Tobias, you're an incredible young man. You know that? Just wanted to be of help, ma'am. When can we come over? Oh, I don't know. How does sometime tomorrow evening sound when it's nice and cool? Sure. Well, thanks again, two of you. Really one of a kind. TJ beams up at her, then at me, then frowns as he sees the look at my face. Now what can I get for you? After Janice takes our order, she bustles off back to the back, leaving me and Jenna to glare at TJ. TJ at first pretends he doesn't notice and starts to adjust the salt and pepper shakers, trying to place them evenly between the menu holder.
That was nice seeing her again.
We don't say anything. Finally, the tension becomes too much and he gives up on the salt and pepper shakers to look up at us.
What? You know exactly what. We didn't come here to clean up Echo's mess. Speaking of which...
Jenna reaches past me to grab a towelette and starts wiping our table, wrinkling her snout.
Disgusting. There's no harm in helping someone. Chase, you told me you didn't know what else we could do.
TJ starts to doodle on a napkin with one of the coloring pencils from the pack they leave at the tables. Honestly, Tej, I'd rather hike another trail.
Please don't. I'm marinating in your otter musk.
Ew! Why would you say that to someone? God damn it.
Chase!
Glaring, I nudge Jenna to slide off the bench so I can get out. When she does, I stomp my way over to the single restroom. Oh man, this looks like a prime real estate. I sigh as I let the heavy door ease shut behind me, pressing on the push button style lock. The quiet coolness is a welcome relief, even if it is a restroom. I put my palms to my eyes and rub them in circular motions, trying to ease the headache that has been building up since the afternoon. I stand in front of the sink and run my paws under the faucet for a while before bringing some water up to my face. It feels good, but the headache continues to pound. In fact, it feels like it's getting worse. I squint at the mirror, and light suddenly becoming too bright for my eyes. Is this a migraine? I've never had one before. Have I? I continue staring at my face, feeling the pressure build. Pretty soon there's a strange sound in my ears, like a tuning orchestra. I feel my heart rate pick up. The hell? Is this a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Oh, Christ. That is fucking terrifying, dude. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, Christ. At that moment, looking at myself in the mirror, my eyes just drop. They move in towards the center of my... Ugh. At the same time, the sides of my muzzle curve up unbelievably high, giving me a ghastly smile when it goes up and past the top of my head. Blatantly, I remember playing with my laptop camera once, putting some effects so that my face would distort in ridiculous ways. It looks almost exactly like that. What on earth? Then the earth gives way, falling out from under me, and my paws slap the sink as I hold onto it to stop myself from falling sideways into the wall. The fuck? My voice squeaks as I try to find my footing. I shut my eyes to stop myself from throwing up, and suddenly the roaring dies down and I feel myself regain my balance. That's fucking terrifying! Oh my god! I crack my eyes open and I see my face is back to normal. The light at a tolerable level again. I open my eyes and rest of the way and stare at myself, my reflection staring wide-eyed back. I'm breathing hard, my chest heaving, pupils dilated. Looking down at my knuckles, I see the skin is white through the fur. I slowly go to the sink and look back at my shaking paws. What the hell? My muzzle is dry and I swallow a few times. I take a drink, but I don't trust the dirty faucet. After a few moments, I'm able to calm down, realizing that I'm probably not dying. In fact, my head feels pretty clear at the moment. I'm pretty sure it was a migraine. Migraines can do that to people, right? Yeah, everyone has a migraine, sees themselves fucking melting, going Joker. That's fucking terrifying, dude. I draw in a shaky breath again before grabbing a few paper towels from the dispenser. I run them slightly under the water, adding a few pumps of foamy soap as well. Mom has migraines all the time. I'll call her about it tomorrow. Able to keep my paws steady now, I run the soaped-up towel under my arms a few times. After a quick look to make sure the door is locked, I undo my belt, push down my pants and boxers around my thighs. If I really want to take care of the musk smell, I'm going to have to go down under. I run a few more paper towels under the faucet and soap dispenser. Just as I'm sliding the towel against my tailbase, I hear a knock and the lever-style handle rattle. I jump and look back, not really worried since I know it's locked. Because this place is a fucking piece of shit, I'm just in time to see the button lock pop out. The handle swings down and the door opens up for a lynx head to poke through. There I am, pants down, a paper towel under my tail, looking like I'm wiping my ass while I moon my Christian best friend. If you knock, why would you then try to open it? if you know he's in there? Stupid moron. I think we stay like that for at least 10 seconds before TJ blinks first.
Oh my gosh, sorry!
He squeaks it out so fast I can barely hear it before he yanks his head out. The door closes with a snap. I snarl between my teeth as I scrub myself, but then throw away the towel. Dude, you just wiped your ass. Wash that shit, put that shit down the toilet, please. It's unsanitary. Like I'm gonna cry. It's like the entire universe is conspiring against me right now. I sigh, wash my hands, realizing that the longer I delay going out there, the stupider I'm gonna look. When I come back out, I see TJ stand up immediately, eyes straight ahead as we walk past each other as he heads into the bathroom. Jenna stands up to let me back into the booth.
Everything alright?
Yep. As we sit back down, Jenna sips from her glass of water, then starts sucking on an ice cube.
So I know TJ had fun, but did you?
I drum my fingers on the table, feeling a bit numb from embarrassment. Yeah, I was fine. I mean, I almost just died in the bathroom a little bit as I was melting and turning into the Joker at the same time, but you know what? That's fine. About as miserable as I thought I would be, so no surprises.
Honestly, I actually kind of wished I'd gone with you two.
Yeah?
Then I remembered that AC is a thing, so I didn't feel that way anymore.
At least you're built for that kind of weather.
True, doesn't mean I have to like it.
So what'd you do, sit around all day?
I studied for a while, then Flynn and Leo came by, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they wanted to have lunch with us. Leo was pretty disappointed when he found out you weren't there. They brought a bunch of presents for Carl and had me choose which one I wanted to give him.
How thoughtful. Jenna shrugs.
Anyway, Flynn was pretty quiet.
She doesn't say anything more, so I press her.
Oh? Yeah, just kind of subdued. I guess he might be feeling sorry. I don't know.
Well, here's hoping he comes around.
Anyway, they're planning a surprise birthday party for Carl.
Isn't that not for a few weeks?
Yeah, but we want to have it while we're all here.
Jenna drags a drop of condensation around the outside of her glass for a moment.
Just between you and me, and don't tell TJ this because I told him I wouldn't tell you, but he said he was really glad to have you along. He says you're what he misses most about this town.
Really? That kind of surprises me. We're really good friends, but to say I was what he missed most... I look outside. Again, the sky is painted red, orange, and what almost looks like purple.
He drew this so I could see what happened when he pranked you to make up for not recording it.
I look back down at the table as Jenna slides over the napkin TJ had been doodling on. A stick figure with a thick tail, I assume me, is lying on the ground, his mouth bigger than his face as he screams. Next to him is a giant spider. Standing over them is both a stick figure with big, tufted ears, I assume TJ, with its stick arms put up over its face, clearly feeling guilty. Oh, damn. Cute.
Isn't it, though?
Despite my sarcasm, I really do think it's cute, especially the TJ figure.
Shit.
What?
Forgot my purse.
She stands up.
I'll be right back.
Huh? Why, I'll pay for you.
Don't worry about it. The motel's like 5 minutes away.
You can pay me back. And she's gone. She's already out the door. I sigh, watching her make her way down the road through the window. That's when TJ slides back onto his bench. I quickly look down, feeling my cheeks burn all over again. She did that on purpose.
Sorry about that. Just wanted to wash up too.
And had to do it at the exact moment. Ugh, fucking hell. Enemy logic. I don't know why, considering TJ looks kempt no matter what he does. I force myself to look up. Funny drawing. He looks at the napkin and gives a little laugh.
Oh, she showed that to you? Wait, where'd she go?
I forgot her purse.
Oh.
We sit in an unbearably awkward silence for a while before I finally sigh and lean my face against a paw as I stare hard out of the window. Alright, so I wasn't wiping my ass. You know, otters have glands.
Chase?
I look over at TJ and he's smiling.
I know, I shouldn't have opened the door. You were just taking a while and we were wondering if you were alright.
No, well, he clearly wasn't. He was having a stroke. I look up as I see Janice making her way over, our food on a giant tray. I guess it's really the lock's fault. I'm having problems with the restroom door. Make sure it's jammed shut real tight. Should lock in. Thanks. As the plates are set down, I'm faintly surprised at the portion sizes. Not used to getting this much in the city. Janice immediately bustles off to another customer.
And you know...
I look over my giant sandwich and fries, grabbing the ketchup bottle.
It was kinda cute.
Oh, shit. DJ immediately looks down, pretending to read the menu even though we've already ordered our food. Oh my. I feel like my brows are almost going to shoot off my forehead as I stare at him.
What does applewood smoked even mean?
You can't just steamroll past that shit. Yeah. Oh, you're not getting off that easy. Did you just call my butt cute?
No!
TJ's ears fall flat, and I'm kind of satisfied that he's the one feeling embarrassed right now.
I like... otters have cute tails, that's all.
I snort. Yeah, I can see by the way you drew mine here.
Sorry.
Don't be. So yeah, I'm testing the waters here. It's been a while since I've played this game with a guy, and who the fuck thought the next one would be TJ, but here I am. I keep looking over at TJ, waiting for him to look up. Finally, he does look up at me for a moment. We lock eyes. I smirk and he smiles in return before looking back down. Well, that's something. Oh, here we go again. This shit is always creepy. These are his dreams as far as I've been able to assess. They never directly said it, but it always seems like they are his nightmares. I sit on a big rock next to the shore, watching the tiny waves lap on the smaller rocks. Across the lake, maybe a half-mile away, I see my friends, all of them, floating on something. It's my car. They're all in my car. Leo's driving. He's got sunglasses on. Even from this distance, I see him look across the lake at me. He waves, then makes a finger gun, shoots it at me before a clicking sound with his tongue, and makes a clicking sound with his tongue. Flynn sits next to him, head back, sleeping. Carl's drawing on his face. Jenna sits in the back and reads at TJ. Where's TJ? And there he is. He's swimming after the car. Colors fall flat. I feel sick, sticky, and sick. Something isn't right. I'm at the canyon again. I'm looking over the edge. TJ's on the ground. He's staring at me, maggots in his eyes. Something moves in the bushes next to him. Something, a paw? Is that a paw? It reaches out towards TJ. The lake. I'm staring at the lake, but the day is clear. The sky is blue and there are things in the water. 5, 6 things float in the water. Bodies. Bodies float in the water. I watch the bodies float, bobbing up and down. One looks really familiar. This isn't right. This isn't me. What is this? Something across the lake. I see something across the lake. There's a tool shed. A tool shed is across the lake, and I see the door open. There isn't a tool shed next to the lake. Something steps out. What was any of that? What the fuck was any of that shit?
Apparently no one can get in touch with him.
Jenna leans back against the dresser, running a brush through her fur on her neck and head, still a little damp from the shower. Did they try his landline? Maybe he just muted his phone. He sleeps in like every day. Jenna shrugs.
I'm going to assume that they have.
So no one told him he was going to have a party. Oh, they're talking about Carl. Oh, the poor bastard's living in a haunted house and he's just trying to sleep. I remember this. Jenna turns around and leans towards the mirror above the dresser, brushing away loose fur.
It's a surprise party, right?
I guess. It's just that it's not really his birthday. Jenna sighs.
It's just an excuse to do something in this shitty town.
I see Jenna glance at the door to the bathroom, as if worried TJ can hear her curse, even with the shower running. I let out my own sigh. I'm sorry I dragged you here, Jenna. I thought it would be fun, is all. Jenna finishes whatever she's doing in the mirror and turns back around to face me.
Hey, it's not the town I came to see, it was you guys.
Yeah, well, you don't seem very happy about that, either. Jenna frowns. If I didn't want to be around you guys...
If I didn't want to be around you guys, I'd have left by now. I have friends in Peyton that could take me to the bus stop.
I don't say anything, choosing to lean back on the bed and close my eyes, still tired from the fucked up dreams I had last night.
Sorry, I'll stop complaining.
I massage my forehead with one hand. It's still the beginning of the week. We've got time to turn this around.
It's really just Flynn.
I look over at her. Is he coming?
Yep, Leo said he had a talk with him, so...
I mean, Flynn gets over stuff pretty quick. I think it won't be awkward if we don't let it be. Jenna looks at the shower door, the sound of the dryer blowing loudly behind it.
It's not really Flynn that I'm worried about. It's the things he said to TJ.
I rub my eyes. If it gets to that point, me and Tej will just cut out early and go somewhere else. Maybe Janice's place. I open my eyes to look at Jenna. You going with us? Jenna smirks at me.
I think I have some studying to do.
Oh, of course you fucking do. Well, come on.
Anyway, what if Flynn has another...
She immediately cuts herself off as the door suddenly cracks open. I see one of TJ's blue eyes looking through the opening. The eye widens and the door quickly closes again. Suddenly, it swings back open and the lynx comes striding out in just his pants.
Excuse me, Jenna.
Jenna moves over and TJ reaches into one of the drawers and pull out a polo shirt.
I forgot my shirt.
He mumbles before turning back around and hurrying to the bathroom. I catch a glimpse through the insides of his ears, which are bright red. The door snaps shut again. We both stare at the door a while before Jenna speaks up again.
If Flynn could keep his mouth shut until the end of the week, then we might just be able to get through this.
I stare out the window as we roll down the dusty streets of Echo. Honestly, it doesn't look much worse off than how I left it. The roads might be a little worse, but I assume that's because they haven't done any maintenance since winter. Did you have a bat apple ready? Do I fucking need a bat apple? I mean, we have the contingency. If anything does happen that I need to be like, oh, I gotta cut away from it, I go boom. And that's what you'll see. I'm regretting not letting him know we're coming. You know, you'll be lucky if he even gets his ass out of bed.
We'll call him then.
And what if he doesn't answer? Leo doesn't say anything, instead focusing back at the road. TJ fills the silence after a while. Oh, I wonder if it'll happen again. Because I remember when we were doing, Carl's route, they all said that, that they saw, I guess it would be Janice. They didn't give her a name in that one, but they saw Janice, like, going nuts on the side of the road. So, if something does come up, because people are saying that I might need to censor it, the mouse is over the button, so I can just be like, BAM! And then it's super boo, and that's all you'll see until we get past that point. So, let's keep going.
Well, I don't think it's too weird. It's just like we're hanging out again. Nothing wrong with that.
Sure, but making it about Carl is just weird. Maybe if his birthday was like next week, 2 weeks tops.
Oh, hush, Flynn. It'll be just like we're hanging out. You acting weird about it isn't going to help anything.
The car starts slowing down and I snap out of my daydream to look up, knowing that we definitely aren't at Carl's house yet. That's when I see a round canine figure standing further up on the side of the road. She's standing in the dirt that separates the road and the field in front of a broken and rusted barbed wire fence. Apparently be warned, because shit is about to happen.
I think that's Janice.
I look over at Leo and he seems concerned, his brows furrowed as he carefully steers the car right up next to the coyote. I can see why. She's crouched over, elbows on her knees, staring at the ground.
Roll down your window, Chase.
I do as he says, struggling a little with the old crank handle. The hell is she doing out here? We come to a stop next to the coyote, kicking up some dust.
I don't know. Hey!
Leo leans over me and smiles out at Janice, who's still looking at the ground.
Everything all...
Leo's voice cuts off in a weird choking sound. I look at him confused, then look back out the window, and I can't help myself but I gasp. was hard to tell from the angle, but all the dust kicked up from the van. Now I could see that Janice has her pants down around her thighs. I could also see everything else. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively switch it to this. And for the record, just in case I think people saying some shit's going to happen, I sit back quickly and avert my eyes, looking out the windshield instead. What the fuck?
Oh my god, Leo, keep going!
Jenna whispers it, her voice strained.
Sorry.
Leo stops talking and I chance a glance at the window again. Janice is looking at us now. She's smiling. It's a weird smile because it isn't touching her eyes. It's unnerving. Leo stares back. Leo, go! I hiss out of the side of my mouth, staring out of the windshield again. He seems reluctant too, though looking concerned.
Dennis, do you need some help?
His tone is one you might use on a toddler or a crazy person. I don't hear her say anything, except maybe a grunt. Leo bravely keeps trying, though.
We can give you a ride.
Leo stops talking in time for me to hear a pattering sound, a sound I recognize well from my time as a kid pissing on the dirt roads of Echo.
Boo has seen some stuff.
That is where we got this. She's peeing. Ew. Van lurches forward, then resumes a smoother acceleration back to the empty road. Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Leo's
frowning, looking as confused as I've ever seen him.
Should I go back? No!
I look back and see TJ's covering his face.
Maybe she could be having some kind of psychotic episode.
Or maybe she's just trying to piss.
I don't think so. Did you see the way she looked at me?
She was probably just on something. Isn't everyone?
No, she doesn't do stuff like that.
Well, maybe she does. You never know with people. Again, Leo doesn't say anything, and neither does anyone else. I glance back at TJ, who's sitting in the very back seat with Jenna. He's got his ears down, looking into his lap where he's fidgeting with his hands. I know he's probably thinking the same thing I am, which is that we're supposed to help Janice with her spring cleaning or whatever. I want to ask him about it, but the dead silent van is making me feel now it isn't the best time. I fucking told ya! Leo stabs the doorbell again, frustration etched across his face. Can you please keep the cursing down just a little bit? Why? Oh, 'cause TJ. Yeah. I can't help but notice TJ wins at every F-bomb. He's been keeping his distance from Flynn, always standing on the opposite side of our little group. I shift to the bag I'm carrying around in my hands, trying to look through the frosted glass on the sides of the door. Maybe he's getting high.
He should still be able to hear.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to. TJ holds up his phone.
He's not answering his phone either.
Leo knocks on the door hard, his bicep bulging.
Well, I guess breaking the door might get us inside.
Leo stands back, paws on his waist, and he takes a deep breath. He's determined. And I guess he should be, considering he set all of this up. We should have just told him to meet up at the diner or something.
Do they lock their windows?
What? Leo growls.
It's not like we're breaking in.
TJ's ears pin back, a frown on his face. The wolf puts a paw to his forehead, closing his eyes.
Sorry, but I think he's just asleep, and it shouldn't be too hard to get in there and wake him up.
I look over at the side of the house and see a window well. I point at it. What about that?
Too small.
I could probably fit. She hops off the front porch and crouches down next to the window, pushing at it.
Wait, there's a security sticker here.
Well, you gotta arm it first, and Carl's such a lazy ass, I know he didn't. Besides, if we set it off, we can just run. It's not like they'll show up anytime soon.
Jenna hesitates, then pushes at the window again, but it doesn't bulge. I say bulge, damn it! Budge, idiot!
Locked. Let's try the one above it. That's too high. I'll boost you up. I think this is going a little too far.
Leo ignores him and stands next to the window before making a platform for Jenna's foot with his paws. Steadying herself with her paws against the wall of the house, Leo easily lifts Jenna and she manages to grab the ledge.
Fucking hell, this is so fucking stupid.
Flynn mutters next to me, but I ignore him.
Jenna pushes against the window and it glides open easily.
Yes, now I'm gonna boost you all the way up. Hold on. Careful.
Like there's some kind of cheerleading duo, Leo shoves Jenna all the way up with one paw and she disappears through the window. Her bush tail is the last thing we see until she pokes her head back through.
Kitchen. I fell in a sink. Great. Now unlock the door.
She disappears again and we make our way back to the front door. Leo, you're fucking crazy.
If you don't shut your fucking mouth, Flynn, I'll kick you right in your vag. Damn.
Jesus, calm your... Leo turns on him, one foot in front of the other. Flynn shuts up. Damn. I'm on Flynn's side on this one. Flynn ain't doing nothing wrong. He's calling him on his shit, and Leo's being way too damn aggressive. TJ's eyes are wide, even though he's staring down at the steps. I'm gonna put my arm around him. Finally, we hear the door rattling and it opens.
Called his name, but he didn't answer.
Well, he's gotta be here. It's not like he can go anywhere, or want to. Carl's house is as massive and immaculate as I remember it. It is a mansion, after all. Well, maybe less immaculate than I remember. There are a few wrappers and pizza boxes on the marble counter. I assume that's because Carl's parents aren't here to tell him not to be a slob. Flynn immediately heads up the stairs. Yo, Carl! I set the bag down on the table and TJ sets the cake there too. I look over at him.
You alright? I'm good. Why?
Just asking. So, I rub the back of my head trying to think of how to bring it up.
What is it?
Janice.
Oh, yeah.
TJ mirrors my pose, rubbing his own head.
I'm actually really worried about her.
I mean, should we still go? TJ looks at me surprised.
Of course, especially now. We need to make sure she's okay.
Maybe we should. I actually don't feel like we need to do that at all, considering she's probably just really, really high. I was going to suggest that we could at least postpone the visit until tomorrow so she had time to calm down. But TJ's shock at my suggestion has me holding my tongue for now.
Chase, you check in the back. TJ downstairs.
Leo barks at us before hustling past towards the hallway. Jesus Christ, Leo, chill! We both look at each other before I shrug and head for the back door. I stare at the glass of the window for a while, wonder why Carl would even be out here. The old playset with the swings is gone, and so is the treehouse that used to be in one of the two trees. The branch near the base of the tree that we used to as a step has been cut away too. Carl and I used to play up in that treehouse all the time when we were younger. I open the door and step out onto the concrete steps. I feel a pang of sadness seeing it gone. I had a lot of memories up there. I can remember the day when we started building it. I mean, Carl's dad had built the base of it, but left the rest up to us. Duke, the old weasel, had a pile of random junk in his backyard he gave us permission to take from it as long as we cleaned it all up. I told TJ that if we cleaned up the pile, my dad would take us to the movies that night. We pretended to help clean up, even though we were just taking what we wanted for the treehouse. We hauled it away in a wagon, telling TJ that we were taking it to the corner for recycling, or something, and that he should keep going. Of course, we didn't go back. I don't know why I thought we'd get away with that. Apparently, TJ was there for 3 hours before Duke came out and found out what happened. I was grounded for the longest I had ever been. I cringe and close my eyes, face getting hot at the memory of being forced to apologize to TJ. Fucking asshole. I mumble it to myself. We were especially cruel to TJ those couple of years. It was probably because of the age difference. Me and Carl had been 10, and TJ was 8. For some reason, 2 years feels like 2 decades when you're that old.
Still, there really isn't an excuse for how shitty I was to him.
Even after that happened, we never let him up into the treehouse. I was a real shitty kid, but I know TJ doesn't hold it against me. Still, the idea of taking advantage of TJ's trusting nature is just so terrible. I sigh, giving the rest of the yard a cursory glance, even though I know Carl's not out here. I'm a little worried, but I'm sure there's some sort of explanation for where he's gone. I turn back around, deciding to help with the search inside. That's when I see a flash of a fat orange and gray tail disappearing down the downstairs steps. I blink. Jenna walks past.
I'm gonna look in the garage. I don't think he's even in the house, though.
Okay. As Jenna heads for the garage door, I head for the stairs. Oh, here we go again. The cool air wafting up from the dark hallway ahead of me is a marked contrast to the heat from outside. I fan out my shirt a bit as I look at the multiple doors lining the hallway. They only open one at the end of the hall, though, and I can hear a low voice coming from it. It's Flynn's for sure. As I pad up to the opening, I can start to make out what he's saying. But I just wanted you to know that I'm not mad at you, okay? I don't hear a response as I stand just outside the door. From here, all I can see is a few cardboard boxes and a neatly made bed that probably hasn't been touched in years. I guess /storage room? Come on, man, I'm trying. I was mad yesterday and I shouldn't have fucking sent that. Flynn's voice comes from further into the room, on my left. I grit my teeth, wavering between going in now or just hoping for the best and letting it play out.
I need to go.
I was just trying to figure out...
Don't...
I hear some rustling in the room, and that's when I realize that I have to step in. I hold on to the door frame as I poke my head in. Flynn has TJ backed up against what looks like the doors to a closet. TJ's cowering in the corner while Flynn has a hand on the length of his shoulder grabbing onto the fabric of his shirt. TJ's ears are pinned flat against his head, and he's looking up at Flynn with a grimace. Then his eyes flick to mine as he notices me. Let me talk for a sec. Flynn notices TJ staring over his shoulder, and he jerks his head in my direction. The second he sees me, his hand drops away from TJ's shoulder. We stare at each other for a few seconds, and I swallow loudly. You guys find Carl? My question sounds all the more stupid in the dead silence that follows. Flynn's gaze drifts over to the wall over TJ's head, where he stares coldly for a few seconds, his jaw working furiously. I start to worry he's summoning up another one of his tantrums. Instead, after about 5 seconds, he turns on his heel and stalks out of the room. I have to move out of the way as he brushes past me. When I look back into the room, TJ's already moved to stand in front of a mirror on the wall. He straightens out his shirt, then vigorously combs the fur on his face. He does a weird back and forth on his cheek ruffs with one of his hands, even though they look fine to me. TJ? TJ snaps his head in my direction, one of his ears twitching. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
TJ says it fast and loud, giving his shirt one last tug.
Let's keep looking for Carl.
He makes a point of looking around the room.
I don't think he's here.
As he moves past me to leave the room, I grab on his arm. He jumps and looks back at me, eyes wide. I quickly let him go, realizing just how closely I'm mimicking what Flynn had done just a minute ago.
Do you want to talk? No!
I blink in surprise.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
His ears are down again and he's looking at the floor.
Let's just keep looking.
He turns away again, but I feel like I should say something more. I want to make him feel better, get him away from Flynn. Do you want to go for a walk or something? TJ turns back around to stare at me questioningly. I mean, to keep looking for Carl. He's not in the house, so maybe he's gone out somewhere around town? TJ nods in understanding, the distressed look melting off his face.
Oh, that could be a good idea. We should tell Leo.
I feel a surge of relief at having been able to distract TJ, and now I want to keep that going. Luckily, we don't see Flynn on the way out. A distracted and frustrated Leo quickly waves us off as he continues his search in the ground floor bedrooms.
Probably got high and passed out somewhere.
He mutters absent-mindedly as we head out of the door. I immediately realize what a bad idea it is when I step out into the sun. TJ, on the other hand, brightens up the second we step out of the mansion. That, at least, makes me feel a little bit better. We walk in silence for the first few minutes, looking at the rolling hills and mountains, cacti, and sagebrush. It's one of those days where I'm not sure if the heat is worse coming from the sun above me or the baking asphalt under my feet.
How is school going for you?
Why are we getting sad/spooky music? It's just a conversation. I blink out of my burning alive trance and try to focus on the question. Oh, it's okay, just kind of tedious, you know? At the same time, I get a pang of panic realizing how much work that still needs to be done on my project. I'm able to convince myself that I still have half the week. I'll figure something out. What about you?
It's great.
Athletic training, right?
Yep.
So what exactly do you do? Train people for sports? TJ laughs. Ha ha ha!
Well, it's more to do with injuries, recognizing them, preventing them, treating them if I can.
I didn't know that's what you do. So you're like a doctor or something? Kiss the girl, wow wow, sha-la-la-la-la-la. He laughs again, but like always, TJ's able to do it in a way, whoa, whoa, that you know he's not laughing at you. Definitely not, that would be really, I just popped the shit out of my knee, bruh.
I guess you could say an athletic trainer is a healthcare professional.
I try to keep from panting. I thought you had been more like into coaching or something. You like sports. TJ shakes his head.
No, I'd be terrible at that. I can't yell at people all day. Is there even a degree for coaching?
I think most people that want to coach just get a teaching degree in history so they can teach. I make air quotes. At high school, while also coaching, they teach to coach.
Oh yeah, that's how it was at our school.
I step and a particularly, oh, it's supposed to be on, particularly sharp rock and bite my lip to keep from yelping.
I really just want to do something involving athletics.
Do you like it, the whole athletic training thing?
Yeah, it is my first year, so who knows, but I think I do.
So you just like helping people?
That and I just like sports.
TJ's quiet for a second.
It probably sounds silly, but it seems to make life seem more simple.
Sports?
Yeah, or exercising. There's a goal and something in your way, like the other team, or a big hill.
TJ kicks a pebble up from the ground and catches it on the top of his foot before launching it down the road. Damn, that dude got skills!
And your only job is to get around that and to get to your goal.
The lynx laughs. Ha ha ha!
I don't know if it makes any sense.
I think it does. I'm kind of like that with video games, I guess.
I can see that.
I tried to kick a pebble up on the top of my foot like TJ did, but I end up just kicking it off to the side of the road. How do you do that?
Oh, I just got lucky that time. Usually it doesn't work. I am on the soccer team, though.
I think about how I didn't even bother trying out for my school's swim team for otters. I already knew how mediocre I was.
But I also just like being on the side of a field with all cheering and lights. It's fun.
As we continue down the road, we walk past the charred foundations of an old trailer. While the brush has mostly grown back, scorched earth and black sagebrush skeletons still remain. At that moment, my phone goes off and I pull it out, having to cup my hands over the top so I can see the screen under the bright sun. It's a text from Leo. Found him. Yeah, they found Carl.
Oh, where?
He didn't say, just that they found him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I smile as a little ball of tension in my chest that I didn't know was there dissipates. Boom, boom. I send Leo a response asking where Carl was. I look over my shoulder at the mansion resting at the base of the mountains, distance and heat making it hazy. I really don't want to walk all the way back.
Maybe he just took a walk like us and just got back?
Maybe. My phone buzzes in my hand as I get another response from Leo. No party, Carl isn't feeling good. Aww. Says he's getting possessed all the time. We know what's happening to him, but not in game. Meta knowledge. I frown.
What?
He said Carl isn't feeling good, so there's not going to be a party.
Oh.
Jesus looks back at the mansion with me, airing out his shirt with both hands while he does. As much as it sucked for me to be under the sun, it's always worse for TJ with that thick fur. I copy him, is what it says. Airing out my own shirt, starting to feel self-conscious again about my musk. Ugh.
Should we head back? I hope he's okay.
I think about all the shitty tension going on back there and grimace. I don't know. We could do something else? TJ appears to think, his hands on his hips. Then his face lights up.
Hey, Janice's house is right down the road. We can get a head start on the work.
I'd almost forgotten about that. Well, I definitely planned to go. I didn't want to do now under this heat. TJ jumps in place like he's warming up for a game.
It'll feel good to do something after sitting around all day.
Boom. I stare at TJ, absolutely baffled by his enthusiasm.
What?
Well, first of all, it's work. Second, aren't you worried about how she's going to be when we get there? Staring out of the road with the approximate spot where we'd seen her just an hour ago. She's not there now, obviously, but the memory still sends chills up my spine.
Well, I want to make sure she's okay, too.
I don't know. We should give her at least a few hours to recover. TJ stops bouncing and rubs his arm.
Sorry, if you don't want to, I can just go.
I glare at him. Oh, don't guilt me.
I'm not. I just don't want you to be mad at me.
I stretch, feeling sweat trickling down the sides of my face. That's gross. I hate being sweaty, dude. I fucking hate that shit. We could wait until evening at least.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
The disappointment on TJ's face is so obvious, there's no way he's not doing it on purpose. Okay, what if she opens the door and she's still got her pants down? TJ blanches.
Chase!
I'm just saying, that's what could happen. There's no telling what she's on.
Janice isn't like that.
So maybe she was just having some sort of episode. Everyone's crazy here.
All the more reason to check on her.
I rub my face. Come on!
It's fine, I can just go.
TJ folds his arms and leans in closer.
Or maybe, she just had to pee.
He whispers the last few words like they're the worst cuss words in the world. I snort and close my eyes. Fine. I wipe the back of my hand across my forehead. But if I have a heat stroke, it's all on you.
Oh gosh, don't say that. If you feel dizzy or sick, you're going inside.
The thought of sitting inside with Janice while I cool down is almost as unbearable as the thought of manual labor. Still, TJ looks happy, which is worth it, I guess.